Hello everyone. In this video, we'll talk about data collection. This is the primary stage or a very important stage in a statistical survey. After you decide about what is that you are going to do, the next step is to go for data collection. So how do you collect data? The method of collecting data depends upon various factors. It depends upon your objective, what is that you want to do, and the scope, what is the coverage or what will be the boundaries of your project or research, whatever you're planning to do, and how much time available with you, what are all the resources available with you, the manpower, the materials, money, machineries, all those things, all resources, how much is available. Then what is the accuracy you are expecting? For example, if you do something on gold, then a small tolerance may not be acceptable. It means the tolerance level should be very low, or the error should be very, very low. But if it is about some item which is not that expensive, then you can think about going in for a lesser accuracy. So depending on what type of research or what type of project you are trying to do, on that basis you decide about your accuracy. So we can say data can be classified majorly into primary as well as secondary data. We'll come to that, what is primary, what is secondary subsequently. First, we will find out about these factors. What are all the factors which actually affects about your deciding about your collection of data individually, means objective. Either this can be of collecting a specific information about your problem, whatever problem you are trying to evaluate or analyze, or it can be against to test your hypothesis, whatever you made, right? For example, I may be interested in constructing an index number. Let's say it is a wholesale price index. If I want to create or construct a wholesale price index, then the commodities, whatever I'm looking for, I should go for getting the prices on wholesale basis. I should not go for finding out the retail prices. Depending on what I am planning to do, on that basis, I need to collect the data. Then about the scope, the coverage about the type of information or the geographical area or the subject matter. So what is that boundaries or what is that I am going to have? So for example, if I am trying to find out something related to within the country like India, suppose if I want to collect or come out with some conclusion about India, then my coverage of data should be throughout India, considering all the parts, north, west, south, east. I can't focus only on south and do that data collection. So depending on the scope again, I need to decide about from where all I need to collect the data. Then how much time do I need? Suppose if I am planning to launch a product which is already developed, then there is not much of a time. You can't expect people to come and give you the data after doing all the collection. If it is going to take some 6 months or 1 year time, then the product cannot be launched till the time you bring in those data, and then subsequently you may have to do analysis. So depending on what is the time available, you can decide about how the data has to be collected. Then about resources, already we spoke about men, material, machinery, the methods, then measurement, what type of measurements we are going in, the money available, all those things are the factors which decides about how do I collect my data. We already spoke about accuracy. Now we'll move on with the data collection, which is, data classification, which is majorly classified as primary data and secondary data. What is primary data? Any data which you are collecting for the first time, very first time for any study or inquiry. For example, I may be interested in studying about the wastages generated in a particular machine, in which case I will be going personally there to the machine and understand where all the wastage is getting generated, how much wastage is getting generated, why it is getting generated. So all are collected by myself as an investigator, standing near the machine and collecting the information. That is purely a primary data. And even the central government of India, when they go to each and every household to find out about census, when they do the census data collection, that is also considered to be a primary data because it is done for the first time once in 10 years they do that. So that is also considered to be a primary data. So such data, since it is done for the first time and done by the person themselves, by the investigator themselves, it is original in character, and it can be generated by survey conducted by individuals or any institution or any organization. So what are the different types of methods of collecting primary data? One is interview method, questionnaire method, telephone or mails are all examples of primary data. So it can be done by either census method or by even sampling method, primary data collection. Now let us see what are all the merits of primary data and demerits of primary data. Merits, of course, since it is done by the investigator himself, it becomes original and you can rely upon it. It can give you more accurate results. But there is a demerit. Cost will be very high since the data collection will be much higher and it is going to take much of time. So naturally, the cost will go up. And here, since it is done by the investigator himself, not much of an extra precaution needs to be taken. And the data gives you detailed information about it. And but the thing is, demerits, it will come. It's not that easily accessible. You may plan to go and meet some people. They may not be available. You might have fixed an appointment, but still due to some other engagements, they are not there. You may have to wait because you are decided already that you will meet that person and all those things. And as of course, the time will be very high, cost will be very high. So that is a disadvantage. And let us now see what is secondary data. Opposite of primary data, any information which is already collected or any data which is already collected by somebody else, you are trying to gather or use that information for your study purpose. A lot of examples are there. Even going through a textbooks which is prepared by somebody or any journals or any previous researches done by somebody, you are taking data from that or browsing through internet, getting data from internet. All this becomes a secondary data. They are either available in published form or unpublished form. Merit, of course, it is very quick. Time is very less. It is economical, and manpower requirement will not be much required because already somebody has done it and you are trying to use that. Demerits, very difficult to judge whether the secondary data from wherever you took, is it reliable or not. So one has to be very careful about choosing the particular source from where you are getting the information. That source should be reliable so that whatever secondary data you collected and you are trying to use it for your analysis purpose, uh, it can become correct, provided the source what you identified, it should be authenticated or validated by yourself. That is, a care has to be taken for that. Otherwise, it becomes a demerit for you, right? In case if you find this information to be useful to you, this contents of this video is to be useful to you, I request you to please like, share it with your friends, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you.